Gee whiz.
Hello, friends. I'm John Henderson. Welcome to this series of old-time radio show episodes called Gee Whiz. These are the stories of the schemes, trials, and loves of the typical American teenagers, Andy Hardy, Archie Andrews, and Henry Aldrich. Coming up, we've got some great old-time radio show episodes, plus the most famous song by the Archies. But first, a great old episode of the Aldrich family. This is from May 13th, 1948.
And now, Jell-O Puddings present...
Henry Aldrich.
Coming, Mother.
The Aldrich Family, based on characters originated by Clifford Goldsmith, and starring Ezra Stone as Henry with Jackie Kelk as Homer. And here they are.
Just a taste of Jell-O puddings, and believe me, you will know they are made by famous Jell-O.
Yes, that was Henry and Homer in their own particular cheer song for Jell-O Puddings. Because you never tasted anything better. Jell-O chocolate, butterscotch, and vanilla puddings, chock full of old-fashioned homemade goodness. Try them. Compare them. See if you don't say that Jell-O puddings are richer, creamier, more all-round delicious. And they cook to perfection in just about 5 minutes. Above all, when it comes to Jell-O puddings, you never tasted anything better. And now for the Aldrich family. Happy times are sometimes pretty difficult to recall, but to many of us, the happiest days of our life were those of our youth. And a surefire way to relive them is to make the acquaintance of a typical teenage boy like Henry Aldrich. It's evening, and the scene opens at the Aldrich dinner table.
Sam, will you have some more potatoes?
Yes, please, Alice. Thank you.
Will you have some, Mary?
No, thank you, Mother.
How about you, Henry? More potatoes? Henry?
Henry?
Henry.
Mother,
Yes?
may I please have some more potatoes?
What?
Henry, do you feel well?
Sure, I never felt better in my life.
Oh, my goodness, you look as if you're half dead.
Is that the phone? That's the phone.
Henry, pick up that chair.
But the phone's ringing.
Henry, don't run.
I'm not running.
You'll slip on the whole road.
No, I won't. Oh, oh!
What happened?
I just slipped on the rug. That's all. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Henry.
Hello, Cynthia.
What are you doing?
Having my supper.
Really and truly?
Uh-huh.
So am I.
Really and truly?
Uh-huh.
What are you having?
Lamb chop.
Oh.
What are you?
Well, to tell you the truth, I can't remember.
Well,
Well,
goodbye, Henry.
goodbye, Cynthia.
Henry, where are you?
Here in the living room, Father.
What are you doing?
I thought I'd listen to the radio a while.
But, Henry, what about your supper?
Supper? Oh, gee, I forgot.
You forgot. You forgot you were right in the middle of supper?
Okay, Mary, if you're so interested in eating, why don't you go on and eat?
Henry, there's no need to snap at your sister.
But, Father, she snapped at me first.
I did not. My goodness, a person can't even ask you a civil question these days. All right, Mary, that's enough. Well, I wonder how Kathleen is enjoying her little vacation.
Oh, is Kathleen away?
My goodness, Father, don't you remember how Henry sulked around here for days after she left? All right, Mary. Have you written to Kathleen recently, Henry? Henry?
What? Oh, no thanks, Mother. I don't care for any.
You don't care for any of what?
Whatever Mother was offering me.
Dear, I wasn't offering you anything. I merely asked if you've written to Kathleen.
Kathleen?
Yes, dear. Kathleen Anderson.
Oh, her. No, she hasn't.
She hasn't what?
Written to me.
Dear, that isn't what I asked you.
I mean, she hasn't phoned. Oh, that reminds me.
Where are you going?
Now it's my turn to phone Cynthia.
Henry, your dinner... Henry?
Henry? Henry! Well, my goodness. Then what are we going to do?
There isn't anything to worry about, Alice. They all go through it.
Not like this. Ever since he met that Cynthia, he seems to have completely lost his mind.
That's what I say, Mother.
No, Alice, he's just lost his part. It's a perfectly normal reaction.
Reaction to what?
Spring, Alice, spring. It's just a little late catching up with Henry, that's all.
Well, if summer doesn't get here soon, he's going to starve to death. Just look at his plate. And Sam, I'm sure he's not studying.
That's not abnormal.
Now, Sam.
All right, if it's going to worry you, just forbid him to see the girl for a few weeks.
Oh, no, Sam, I couldn't do that.
Why not?
Well, Henry's extremely sensitive. We might give him a complex he'd never get over.
Oh, nonsense, Alice.
The thing to do is divert him. If I could just keep him from going over to Cynthia's for one evening...
Oh, my goodness, look at the time. I'll have to hurry.
Where are you going, dear?
No, down to the church. I promised Helen Forbes I'd lend her something blue.
Something blue? What is it?
Why, just something, Father.
Oh. Oh.
When is she getting married, dear?
On Saturday. They're having the rehearsal down at the church tonight.
Helen Forbes. Is she that pretty girl who's been over here a few times?
Yes, Father, she's a friend of mine.
Well, a friend of yours. And she's getting married. Well.
Sam, why are you looking at Mary like that?
Father, she's 3 years older than I am.
My, won't Helen make a beautiful bride with that lovely blonde hair?
Mother.
Well, hello there, Henry. Nice to have you with us.
Yes, sir. Well, goodbye.
Dear, where are you going?
No place, Mother. Just over to Cynthia.
Again?
Gee whiz, Mary. I haven't been there since last night.
Hey, Henry.
Well, here's Homer. Isn't that nice?
Homer? What does he want?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Hen, old timer. Let's go.
Let's go where?
Any place, Hen, old pal. I'll treat you to the movies, or we could go over to my house and fool around.
Homer, I can't.
Did I tell you I got a brother for my stuffed rattlesnake?
Doesn't that sound lovely?
But, Homer, I have a previous engagement.
But, Henry, who am I going to pal around with?
Henry, I'm afraid you won't be able to see Cynthia tonight after all.
I won't?
I want you to run an errand for me.
But, Mother, you...
Mary, please run and get that parcel that's to go to the church.
Oh, but, Mother...
Now, Mary, I think Henry is definitely the one to deliver it.
Oh, I understand.
You understand what, Mary?
Mary, are you doing anything tonight?
Look, Mother, look, I've already promised Cynthia.
Now, dear, I'm sure you think more of your own mother than you do of Cynthia, even though she's a very nice girl, in her own way.
Well, sure, but... Well, sure.
Now, please go and get your coat on.
Well, sure, but...
Henry, do what your mother says.
But, Father...
Henry!
Yes, Father, I'm doing it.
Oh, dear.
What's the matter?
Just occurred to me, Sam, a wedding rehearsal.
What about it?
I wonder if I should expose Henry to an atmosphere like that in his present frame of mind.
On the contrary, Alice, I think it should do him good.
You do?
Yes. Might make him realize the finality of it all.
Sam, what do you mean by that?
Now then, we'll begin the rehearsal at the beginning. The groom stands here.
Here, Mr. Carson?
That's right, Tom. And the best man here. That's right. Now, the ushers lead the procession. The bridesmaid is next, Doreen.
Yes, Mr. Carson.
And then, of course, the bride. And may I take this opportunity, Helen, to say that a prettier bride has never graced this church.
Thank you, Mr. Carson.
Now then, we'll start with the procession.
You don't want me to walk down the aisle now, do you, Mr. Carson?
Oh, no, Helen, it's bad luck.
Of course. Doreen will take your place.
All right. Would you mind if I stepped out to the vestibule for a little air until you're ready for me?
Go right ahead, Helen. We'll let you know when we're ready to rehearse the ceremony.
Thank you.
Now, are we all ready? You ready at the organ, Mrs. McLean?
Yes, Mr. Carson.
Good. Then we'll just go right ahead and start.
Oh,
Hello. Are you looking for somebody?
yes, I am. I'm looking for some girl called... Gee whiz.
What's the matter?
Oh, gee. Hello.
Hello.
Gee, I didn't expect to see anybody as pretty as you. I mean, you know, at a wedding, everybody's usually pretty old.
Well, yes, I guess they are. Who did you say you were looking for?
I can't remember.
You can't. Well, what's your name?
Why, Henry? Yeah, Henry.
My name's Helen Forbes.
Well, gee, you're the one. You're the one I have to give this
Thank
to.
you very much. What is it?
My sister Mary wouldn't tell me.
Oh, I understand. This is from Mary Aldrich. You're her brother.
Yeah, she's my sister. Gee, who's getting married anyway? Oh, there she is, walking down the aisle. Gee, I wonder who the poor guy is.
Oh, you don't believe in marriage?
Well, I don't know. See, you get married and all the romance goes right out of life. Except in certain cases, that is.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, you take... Are you married?
Not yet.
Me either. I mean, well, gee whiz, I guess I'd better be running along. Goodbye, Miss...
Goodbye, Henry.
Goodbye, Helen.
Hi, Hen, old-timer.
Homer, what are you doing here?
I just happen to be passing. Gee, what a coincidence, eh, Henry? Hen? Say, listen, do you know what's on at the Bijou tonight?
What?
The best cowboy movie you ever saw. I've seen it 3 times, and it gets better every time.
Excuse me, Homer, will you stop jumping in front of me?
Oh, boy. You mean you're still going over to see Cynthia?
Cynthia?
Yeah.
Cynthia who?
Good morning, Mother. Good morning, Father.
Good morning.
Sit right down, Mary. Your breakfast is all ready. My goodness, I'm starved. Isn't this a lovely morning? My, I can't remember when I've seen a nicer day.
Yes, looks just like an ordinary day to me.
Well, perhaps it's because I feel so happy. Sam, did you know my little plan worked?
What little plan?
Diverting Henry last night by sending him over to the church. He's completely lost interest in Cynthia.
Now, Alice, a reversal like that could hardly take place in a few hours.
Well, it has. Cynthia phoned here this morning, and Henry asked me to tell her he was out of town. Really, Mother?
Is that so? You mean he's back to normal?
Absolutely, dear.
Well.
Good evening, everybody.
What?
I mean, good afternoon. What time is it?
It's morning.
Oh.
May 1948. Friday.
Friday? Oh, then I have to go to school. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Henry, you haven't eaten your breakfast.
Oh, I haven't? Okay.
He's out of town, all right. He's out of the world.
Sam, you're mistaken about the whole thing.
Yeah? Henry,
Yes, Father?
done your Christmas shopping yet?
Not yet. I'll get around to it sometime this week.
What? My goodness.
Hey, Henry, you going to school?
I'm coming, Homer.
Henry, haven't you forgotten something?
Oh, sure. Merry Christmas.
Hi, Hen, old pal.
Hi.
Your phone's ringing.
I know. Hold my books a second, will you?
Sure, old-timer.
Hello?
Hello, is that Henry?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Helen Ford.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Homer, beat it.
Well, gee whiz.
Hello, Helen.
Hello.
How are you? Imagine you phoning. How are you?
I'm just fine, thank you. Could I speak to Mary, please?
Mary? Wouldn't I do?
Well, you could give her the message. I just wanted to thank her for that package she sent over last night.
Well, gee, I'll tell her.
All right, thank you, Henry. Goodbye.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
I just mean, while you're on the phone, boy, isn't this a nice day?
Yes, it's lovely. I only hope it's as nice tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Is anything special happening tomorrow?
What? In a way, yes.
Oh, I guess you have to go to that darn wedding, huh?
Yes, I think I should.
Well, gee, do you really have to? Couldn't I get along without you?
Henry, do you happen to know who's getting married tomorrow?
Who cares? And listen, Helen, you can take it from me. The whole thing's pretty boring.
Oh, really?
Sure. Gee whiz, they're all the same. If you've been to one, you've been to them all.
Henry, why don't you come along tomorrow? I don't think you'll find it boring.
You're inviting me?
Yes, will you come?
Will I come, I'll say. And look, what are you doing afterwards?
When? Well, I'll see you afterwards, Henry.
You will? You will?
Goodbye now.
Oh, boy. Goodbye. Oh, boy. Homer!
Hey, Henry, we're going to be late.
Homer, guess who that was that just phoned me? Helen Forbes.
Helen Forbes? The Helen Forbes that's a friend of Mary's?
Yeah.
Henry, why are you looking like that? She's old enough to be your grandmother.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll tell you how old she is, Homer. She just made a date with me for tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, for a wedding, and then we're going out someplace afterwards.
But, Henry, tomorrow's a perfectly good Saturday. I plan on us going someplace swell tomorrow.
Let's see, where could I take her?
I thought we might go on a swell picnic.
Say, a picnic.
Or to a ball game.
Homer, that's a wonderful idea. We'll go to a ball game.
We will?
I bet Helen loves ball games.
We have to take Helen?
Homer, I'm sorry, but there won't be room for you.
There won't. But, Henry, what's to become of me?
For something very special in grand desserts, try those exciting new members of the famous Jell-O pudding family. Jell-O tapioca puddings, a miracle of goodness, a marvel of speed. Get that luscious light Jell-O vanilla tapioca, or that rich candy-good Jell-O chocolate tapioca. And now, newest of all, comes Jell-O orange coconut tapioca. Man, that tempting orange flavor with coconut added is the most glamorous dessert yet. It's cram full of fresh, tangy goodness. It's wonderfully rich and creamy. All three Jell-O tapioca puddings are ready prepared, quick as a flash to fix, and nothing to go wrong. All you do is add the milk, then cook in an ordinary saucepan. And Jell-O tapioca puddings cook to rich perfection in just about 5 minutes. Jell-O vanilla tapioca, Jell-O chocolate tapioca, and newest of all, Jell-O orange coconut tapioca. Ask for Jell-O tapioca puddings, a miracle of goodness, a marvel of speed. And now, getting back to the troubles of Henry Aldrich. In the spring, a young man's fancy, well, you know the rest of it. This particular spring, Henry's fancy has turned to a young lady who happens to be getting married. But Henry thinks she's planning on spending the day with him. The scene opens in a Centerville florist's shop.
Now, set that basket of lilies over here where it's cool. Careful of the roses.
Oh,
Don't
mister?
touch the bride's bouquet. I'll do that myself. Yes, sir. May I help you?
Yes, sir. Please, I'd like to order a corsage, and I'm in a hurry.
A corsage?
Yes, please. Of flowers.
What kind of flowers?
Well, I'll tell you, it's for a girl to wear to a wedding, see, and I've spent most of my money for tickets to the baseball game.
How about a nice spring corsage of daisies?
Well, gee, I don't know. You take daisies.
They're the cheapest we've got.
They are? Well, yes. Yes, I think daisies would be just about perfect, sure.
I'll make up a corsage right away. I hope you don't mind if I rush you a little. We're very busy getting ready for the wedding this afternoon.
The wedding? Gee, I'm getting ready for that, too. Have to get a haircut and get my shoes shined.
I sure envy the lucky guy that wins Helen Forbes today.
Helen Forbes? Oh, gee whiz, that's me.
You?
Sure.
Go on.
Yeah, boy, I can hardly believe it myself.
But I thought you'd be... Well, aren't you a little... Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I certainly wish you all the best of luck. And may all your troubles be little ones.
Yeah. What's that?
But say, what do you want these daisies for?
Why, they're for Helen.
Miss Forbes? But her flowers have already been ordered.
They have? What kind did she order?
White roses.
White roses? Oh, how much is that going to cost me?
Oh, they're all paid for.
They are? They're paid for? Well, gee whiz, that's considerate of her.
Hey, Henry.
Oh, Homer.
Gee, old-timer, what a coincidence. I just happened to be passing, and just by coincidence, I saw you in here.
Yeah, well, it's been nice seeing you, Homer.
Isn't this a swell day, Hen?
Yeah. Just forget about those daisies, mister.
Okay.
Isn't it a perfect day
So
for
long.
a picnic? Hen? Boy, is he out of his mind? He doesn't know what he's doing.
He does seem pretty young to be taking a step like this.
Well, he does the same thing every spring.
Every spring?
Sure. One thing, though, it doesn't last long.
How long?
About a week.
Now, wait a minute. Do you mean to say he only stays married for a week?
Married? Married?
Well, sure. Didn't you know he's getting married today?
Who told you? Who told you?
He did.
Oh, boy. I knew it would come to this. Oh, boy.
Where's Mary?
She's upstairs getting ready for Helen Forbes' wedding.
Oh, is that today? Well, I'm glad we don't have to go.
Don't you like weddings, dear?
One's enough in any man's life.
Mother! Mother!
Yes, Henry?
Where's my blue serge suit?
It's in your closet, dear.
Well, I think maybe I'll go out to the golf course.
Mother! Mother!
What is it, Henry?
Who hid my polka dot tie?
Dear, nobody hid it. It's in your top drawer.
No, it isn't. I dumped out every one of my drawers, and it isn't. Oh, here it is.
Alice, where's he going this afternoon?
I think to a baseball game.
He's wearing his blue serge suit to a baseball game? What's he going to do, umpire?
Well, dear, I haven't wanted to worry you, but frankly, the whole thing has me puzzled, too.
How do you mean?
Well, first thing this morning, he borrowed $1 for a corsage. He said his life depended on it.
A corsage?
Sam, I asked him who it was for, and do you know what he said?
What?
Sam, he hedged.
Well, he's probably taking some girl.
But, dear, if he's just taking a girl to a baseball game, why wouldn't he come out and say so? And do you know he hasn't eaten a bite of food since yesterday?
Hey, Mrs. Aldrich.
Alice, can't we keep that front door locked?
Every time I try it, Sam, he comes in the dining room window.
Oh, there you are. I just want to say, Mrs. Aldrich and Mr. Aldrich, that you can count on me.
We certainly can.
You'll miss Henry at first, sure. But I'll try to be a real son to you.
I beg your pardon?
Only, boy, after all these years, wouldn't you think he would at least have told me?
Told you what?
Well, I'm not holding it against him, Mr. Aldrich. Gee, if he wants somebody else to be best man, gee, I understand.
Now, wait a minute. Homer, what are you talking about?
Well, you know, when Henry gets married.
Oh.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll be best man, dear. But Henry won't be getting married for some time.
Gee whiz, don't you think this afternoon's pretty close?
This afternoon?
Sam!
Who is it? Oh, Father.
May I come in, son?
Sure, Father. Come on in. Gee, I hope you don't mind if I go on getting ready.
You go right ahead. You getting ready for something pretty important?
I'll say. Boy, this is the biggest day of my life.
I see. Going to the baseball game, son?
Yes, sir. That's one of the things.
I see. Well, now, I hope you won't think I'm prying, but would you feel like telling me what the other things are?
Just something I'm doing first, Father. I don't think you'd be interested.
I might be.
Oh, you'd only laugh at me.
Oh, why should I laugh?
You'd think I was too young. I mean, just because a girl happens to be a couple years one way or the other.
I suppose I give you my word I won't laugh.
Well, I'm just stopping off at the church for a little while.
The church? I see.
See, Father, it's the funniest thing. I never even thought she was interested, and then, boy, right out of a clear blue sky, she asks me point blank.
She asked you?
Sure, that's the wonderful part. Boy, I never could have gotten around, get up enough nerve to ask her. See, she even paid for her own flowers.
Henry, did it occur to you that your mother and I might have liked to meet her?
You have met her, Father. Her name's Helen Forbes.
Helen Forbes? But she's going to... Helen Forbes?
What's the matter, Father?
Excuse me.
Gee whiz.
Alice!
Sam, what did he say? Did you find out?
Alice, there's nothing to worry about. I don't know where he got the idea, but he thinks he's marrying Helen Forbes.
What? Oh, my heavens.
So all we have to do is to tell him point blank that she's marrying somebody else.
Sam, we can't possibly do that.
Why not?
A sensitive boy like Henry? Sam, we'll have to find a way to soften the blow. A shock like that could turn him against women for life.
Hello, Mother. I'm phoning from the Havens drugstore. And look, do we have any rice at home? We don't? But, Mother, I have to have some. And listen, if your best friend was getting married, what would you think of a pair of stuffed rattlesnakes for a present? One for each of them.
Oh, Miss Forbes. Miss Forbes, the minister's waiting. Everyone's ready to start.
Everyone will just have to wait, Mr. Burgess. Please hold everything up for a few minutes. Now then, Mrs. Aldrich, where were we?
Well, first of all, Helen, I'd better be the one to tell him.
Yes, I think so.
And then I'll give him his new wristwatch.
Yes, Mary.
And then I'll tell him that he's going on a nice trip to visit his Uncle John.
And I'll tell him about doubling his allowance.
And then, Helen, you step forward.
Yes, and I'll say, Henry, we want to be good friends of yours, Tom and I.
That's good.
We want you to know that our house is open to you, and we hope to see you there often.
My, that's lovely. And, Helen, I'll promise to keep him away.
Now, does anyone know where Henry is?
I think he's out in the vestibule. Come along, everyone. Oh, not you, Helen. You wait a minute.
Henry?
Father and Mother. Gee whiz, what are you doing here?
Well, dear.
Mary.
Hello, Henry. Henry.
Yes, Mother?
Henry.
Excuse me, but does anybody happen to know why the wedding is being held up? Yes, Doreen.
Why, gee. Hello.
Hello. And my name's Doreen. I'm a bridesmaid.
Yeah, you are? Well, gee, you're about the prettiest bridesmaid I ever... Gee, hello. What's your name again?
Doreen. What's yours?
Doreen. Henry.
Henry.
Look. Would you like to go for a little walk out on the lawn?
Why, that would be lovely.
Henry, we did have something to tell you, but, Henry?
Henry?
We can go out this way.
All right.
Watch out for your veil.
Oh, thank you.
Here, take my arm. Let me help you down the steps.
My, aren't you thoughtful? Here, let me give you one of my flowers.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness!
Hey!
What's that boy throwing at us?
Happy wedding day.
Homer!
Congratulations and many of them. Long life and happiness. Happy wedding day.
Hey, cut it out! What are you throwing at us?
Macaroni. I couldn't get any right.
Now listen, Homer. Boy, Homer, after what we've been through, do I need a pickup? Come on, let's go down to DeHaven.
Sure, Hen.
The only thing is, gee whiz, we've only got a nickel between us. Come on, think fast, Homer, think fast.
Well, Henry, when I came through your kitchen,
Yeah?
just by coincidence, the refrigerator door sort of opened, and just by coincidence, there was a bowl of Jell-O butterscotch pudding with marshmallows on top.
Boy, Homer, what are we waiting for? That's a swell idea.
Why, of course, Jell-O puddings always are a swell idea, because you never tasted anything better. Jell-O chocolate, butterscotch, and vanilla puddings, a trio of treats. And that's why folks enjoy them so much. Sure, Jell-O puddings are nourishing. Sure, they look tempting and luscious. And sure, they're easy to fix. But the main thing about Jell-O puddings is they taste so grand. Smooth as cream, chock full of old-fashioned homemade goodness. They're made with milk and nourishing. They cook to perfection in just about 5 minutes. But first and foremost, when it comes to Jell-O puddings, you never tasted anything better.
Hoping you'll be in your living room and ours next week at this same time. Good night, folks.
The Aldrich Family, starring Ezra Stone as Henry with Jackie Kelk as Homer, is written by Patricia Jowdry and Del Dinsdale with music by Jack Miller. Mr. and Mrs. Aldrich are House Jameson and Catherine Rock. Ezra Stone is currently appearing in The Alchemist at the New York City Center Theater. And this is Dwight Weist in New York saying, The Aldrich Family was brought to you by Jell-O puddings.
Just a taste of Jell-O puddings, and believe me, you will know they are made by famous Jell-O.
Stay tuned to the Burns and Allen program, which follows immediately over most of these same stations.
That was The Aldrich Family from 1948. And now, The Archies.
Sugar, oh, honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you.
The Archies is the only cartoon band with a #1 hit. That song, Sugar Sugar, was released in May 1969, and by the summer it reached #1 on the Billboard chart and remained at #1 for 4 weeks. But long before the Archies cartoon, there was an Archies radio show in the mid-40s. Around that time, some popular songs included I'll Be Seeing You.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places.
And I'm a Big Girl Now.
I'm a little bit older and a little bit bolder since both of us were 3. He ought to take one good look at me. I'm a big girl now. I want to be daring like a big girl now.
In this episode, they mentioned the recent movie Arsenic and Old Lace about a couple of old ladies who invite in guests for a drink. with poison in it.
I do think that Martha and I have the right to our own little secrets.
And in history, Lucretia Borgia was a beauty at the turn of the 16th century who had politically charged marriages that ended, and in at least one case, she was suspected of foul play. This episode of Archie is from May 11th, 1946.
Hello? Hello, Jughead. This is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Relax, Archie. Relax.
Yes, indeed, and you relax too, folks, while you visit Archie Andrews, his family, and his friends. Millions of readers of Archie Comics magazine know Archie, and millions more have learned to know him since he's come to radio with all his gang, Archie Andrews! Once again, it's Saturday morning as we join the Andrews family in Riverdale. We find Mom and Dad Andrews in the living room. Dad is reading the paper.
I don't get it.
All right, Fred.
All right.
Yes. Anything interesting in the paper today, dear?
Well, Mary, I was wondering when you'd ask that. Yes, now that you mention it, here's a story about a man who was staying on the 6th floor of the Eagle Hotel. He got seriously hurt going down in the elevator.
How did he get hurt going down in the elevator?
No elevator.
Fred.
That's what it says, dear. That's what it says. Oh, here's one. Here's a story about a man who hasn't taken a haircut in 20 years.
Why, how can that be?
He's bald.
Really, Fred?
And, I see here where Secretary Burns recently was introduced to the Egyptian ambassador.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Burns told him he didn't remember his name, but his fez was familiar.
Oh.
And, look here. It says that. That isn't important anyway, no.
Oh, what does it say, Fred?
What does it say?
That story you started to read to me.
Story, dear? What story was that?
Fred, for pity's sake, are you trying to hide something?
Now, why should I
try
Fred
Andrews, let me see that paper.
Now, Mary, I tell you, there's nothing in the paper
Quiet.
that you...
There is something in this paper that you... Oh, so there's nothing you were trying to hide,
Yeah, well, no.
Not even this item about Hepzibah Pringle returning to Riverdale for a visit this weekend?
Oh, is that so, Hepzibah? Now, why would I want to hide that?
Well, I don't know. Unless it's that Hepzibah Pringle at one time was your great passion, the love of your life.
Hepzibah Pringle? Why, Mary, that was before we were married. You don't think she means anything to me anymore, do you?
Well, I don't know. You were terribly fond of her.
Oh. Nothing more than a crush.
Crush? That was a squeeze play if I ever saw one. The way you used to buy presents for her.
Yes, I used to buy her candy.
That girl ate candy as though her life depended on it.
Yes, she did.
One time a group of us girls went to the theater, and Hepsy dropped a piece of caramel, and she made the usher come to look for it.
Just over a piece of caramel?
No, her teeth were in it.
Mary. Well, anyway, dear, why worry about Hepzibah Pringle? Why, I haven't seen her in years and years.
Well, I couldn't help being a little suspicious the way you hid that paper, dear.
Oh, well, Mary, you know how it is. I was a little surprised to see the item and all, and I
yes,
just
dear.
thought that...
I understand.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, I'll get it. Oh? Oh, hello, Tom. What? Yeah, I should, Yes, I'm all set to go, Tom. What? Yeah, I bet they are biting today, yeah. Oh, I have my tackle hidden in the hall closet, and as soon as I get a chance, I'll duck out. Yeah, you wait for me, and I'll... well, Tom, old boy, glad you called. Yes, mighty glad you called. Yes, indeed. Yeah, call again sometime. Well, bye now. That was, Tom Pettigrew, dear.
Really? And was there any reason for whispering?
Reason for... why, yes, dear. There's a very good reason for whispering. Very good.
Well, I'd like to hear it.
Yes. Well, Well, you know how Mrs. Pettigrew shouts at poor Tom all the time.
Yes.
Well, the poor fellow's ears have gotten so sensitive he can't stand a thing above a whisper.
What are you going to buy, Archie?
A gift, Jughead, a gift.
What gift?
Tomorrow's Mother's Day, remember?
Oh, yeah.
I've been saving my money for weeks and weeks and weeks.
I know.
I've scrimped, I saved, I ran errands, I did everything. And finally, Dad gave me a little money, too, and now I have $5.10.
How much did your dad give you?
$5.
Oh, fine.
And now I'm going to get my mom a great big box of candy.
Candy? $5 worth of candy?
Sure, one of those big fancy lace boxes. Oh, here's the store. Let's go in. I'd like a nice gift box of candy, mister. Oh, these look good. Mind if I taste one? Oh, thanks. Not bad. Not bad at all. But I don't think Mom would like these. Oh, gosh, these look good. Can I taste one of those? Oh, thanks. Very good. Very good. But Mom doesn't care for these, no. Maybe these over here. Boy, these are really swell. But Mom never eats those.
Archie, don't you think maybe I should help you decide?
Quiet, Jug. Let's see now. Oh, that's what I want, mister. That box there marked $5. Yeah, and when you wrap it up, put one of those gold-lettered signs on it, huh? Well, let's see. Better give me that one, the one that says, "To my first love." Yeah, that's the one. Okay, thanks.
Well, don't you think you ought to taste it first?
Quiet, Jug.
Come, Fido. Come, boy. Come, Fido.
Oh, gee. Here's Veronica. Hello, Veronica.
Why, Archie, hello. Hello, Joe.
Hi, Veronica.
What are you doing here in the candy store, Archie?
He's having his lunch.
I just bought a Mother's Day gift.
Oh, really? Well, I'm doing the same thing. Down, Fido.
Oh, hi there, Fido.
Let me have one of those boxes, please. The one marked $5. And would you put one of those slogans on it? Oh, let's see. The one that says, "To my darling mother." That's fine. Oh, and you better let me have a small box for Fido.
Fido? Candy for Fido?
Of course.
Woof, woof.
Buying candy for a dog. That's like what they used to do in the old days, Veronica.
What's that?
Test everything for poison by giving the dog some first.
I'm not testing for poison, silly. Fido loves sweets, candy and figs.
That reminds me, Veronica. How about a date this afternoon?
I'd love it.
Oh, swell. Soon as I go home and hide this present from Mom, I'll call for you, and we'll take a walk through the park.
A walk? Wouldn't you rather go to the movies?
Movies? Why, Veronica, think of the wonderful double feature Mother Nature provided. The breathtaking scenery, the finest stars in all the world, the story of nature blossoming in all its glory, the drama of little flowers unfolding their gentle petals, the comedy of a squirrel climbing up a tree. Always a continuous performance. That's the kind of show I like. Yes, sir. And besides, Veronica.
Yes?
I like the price of admission, too. You wait here, Jug. I want to hide this in the hall closet. Let's see now. Boy, there's a lot of junk in here. Well, I'll just take this fishing stuff out and put it in the umbrella stand. There. Now I can hide the candy back in this corner. Oh, Mom will never find it there. Yeah, that's fine. All set, Jug. Let's go.
Oh, hello, son. What are you doing?
Just on my way to call for Veronica, Dad.
Well, all right.
See you later, Dad. Bye.
Yes, bye. Bye. Now to get that fishing rod and get out of here. You see now. Boy, there's a lot of junk in here. Now, where is that rod? I put it right back in here. That's funny. It's gone. Can't be. But it is. Oh, my God. Oh, operator, get me Riverdale 462. How could that stuff disappear like that? I put it right back there. Oh, hello, Tom. Listen, Tom, I'm ready to leave now, but do you have a rod I could borrow? You do? Well, that's swell. I've lost mine.
Oh, Fred.
Yes, I had it in the hall closet, but now I can't find it anywhere. Okay, Tom, I'll be right over. Bye.
Can't find what, dear?
Well, I can't find my fit. Oh, Mary, where did you come from?
The kitchen, of course. Who was that?
That? Oh, you're on the phone. Oh, no, that was no one important, dear.
Well, what can't you find?
Nothing important, dear, nothing important.
Fred, really,
Well,
after
dear,
all,
see you later. I've got to rush down to the office. Just had a very important phone call.
But
very
you
important.
said it wasn't very
well,
important.
I was mistaken, Mary. It is very important. Very important. Goodbye.
Now, what was he acting so strangely about? Now, what couldn't he find in the hall closet? Well, I'll soon find out. Let's see now. Ooh, why, there's a lot of junk in here. Now, just what could he been looking for? I don't seem to see. Oh, here's something. Why, it's a box of candy. And a motto on the cover. To my first love. Oh, so I might have known. Fred is in love with Hepzibah Pringle after all.
I don't know what I'm coming along for. Well, you can just walk me to Veronica's house, can't you? We're almost there.
Oh, I suppose so.
Maybe Fido will give you a piece of his candy.
Very fun.
Come on, I'll ring the bell.
Ah, good morning, Mr. Archie, Mr. Forsythe.
Hello, Edward.
Hello, Edward.
Lovely day, is it not?
Oh, yes, it is. Would you tell Veronica I'm here?
Oh, yes, Mr. Archie, I certainly would.
What do you mean you would?
If I could.
If you could?
But I can't.
You can't?
That's right.
Why not?
Miss Veronica is not at home.
But she has a date with me. I'm supposed to call for her.
Yes, Mr. Archie, but the fact remains is she's not at home. In fact, she left in quite a hurry.
Where'd she go?
To the dog and cat hospital.
Dog and cat hospital? Do you mean with Fido?
Yes, Mr. Andrews. And I must say the poor animal was nearly dead. Well, lovely day, Mr. Archie.
Jughead, did you hear that? Fido. Sick. The candy. Jug, that candy must have been poisoned after all.
So what? It serves the dog right for being such a pig.
But, Jug, don't you realize? I bought the same candy for my mother.
Gee whiz.
And you just don't go around poisoning your mother. Not for Mother's Day.
Yes? What? Do my eyes deceive me? It's not Hepzibah Pringle.
Oh, yes, it is, Mary. Yes, it is.
Why, Hepzibah. Please come in. Come in. My husband and I were talking about you just this morning.
Oh, dear little Fredsy Wedsy. What did he say about me?
Not very much, Hepzibah. Sit down, won't you?
Oh, thank you. Oh, I haven't seen dear little Fredsy for years and years. How's the dear boy?
Fine, just fine.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Oh, we spent some happy days together as youngsters. Those happy, carefree days. He used to call for me in a dashing yellow Surrey, and we'd drive out Lover's Lane.
Oh, that's gone now.
Oh, yes, I suppose it is. And we used to drive out by the old mill.
Yes, that's gone now.
And I used to love to muss his curly black hair.
That's gone now.
Oh, yes, gone. All gone.
But you haven't changed much, Hepzibah.
Oh, I have changed, Mary. I've changed a great deal.
Well, just in a few places.
Oh, you're right. In fact, that new song should be dedicated to me. You know the one, I'm a big girl now.
Oh, I thought you meant the other one.
What other one?
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places.
Oh, Mary, Fred always did like the clever girls. You know, I guess I've always liked candy too much. You know, dear, I wouldn't tell this to anyone but you, but I do weigh nearly 300 pounds.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You don't look an ounce over 250.
Oh, you're sweet. Well, dear, it was so good to see you again, even if I didn't get to see dear Fredsy Wedsy.
Oh, are you leaving so soon?
Oh, yes, dear, I simply must. So much to do, and I'm leaving tonight.
Tonight? Oh, well, I'm sorry you can't stay longer. I certainly wish Fred could have seen you.
Oh, and I'd love to have seen him.
But, before you go, Hepsy, let me give you a little gift.
A gift? Oh, but I couldn't really.
I just want to remove the wrapping on it.
Oh, but really, dear, I just couldn't think of it.
It's just a box of candy, a sort of farewell gift.
Oh, no, I couldn't think of taking a gift. I mean, after all, I just dropped in to say hello for old time's sake, and there's no reason for you to go, candy? Did you say candy? Oh, I thank you, dear. Oh, thank you. Oh, you know, there's nothing I love as much as candy. Oh, thank you, dear. Thank you ever so much.
Not at all, Hepzibah. I really want you to have it.
Oh, you're sweet. Well, goodbye, dear. Remember me to Fredsy Wedsy.
I will. Goodbye. So that is Hepzibah. Before and after. Oh, I wish Fred could have seen her.
Come on, Jug, we've got to get that candy back. Now, I put it right back here and... Gee whiz!
What's the matter?
It's gone.
Gee whiz.
Archie, what are you looking for in that closet?
Mom, you didn't see a box of candy, did you?
Well, yes, I did.
Well, Mom, I just found out all about that candy, and you haven't eaten any of it, have you?
No, I haven't. I just gave it to Hepzibah Pringle. And how did you find out about that candy?
Who did you give it to?
Hepzibah Pringle, an old sweetheart of your father's.
What? Oh, but Mom, that candy
yes, dear, I know all about that candy.
And you gave it to Hepzibah Pringle?
Yes, dear, I wanted her to have it.
But Mom...
Now stop worrying about it. I knew exactly what I was doing. I'll be out in the kitchen if you want me, dear.
But Mom! Oh, gee whiz. Jughead, do you realize what's happened?
What?
My mother's become a Lucretia Borgia. She's decided to poison the other woman.
Archie, I still don't understand what we're doing here at the hotel.
Jug, for the last time, I've got to get that box of candy back. I gotta.
Why?
Because it's poison. My mother could get electrocuted for that. Do you think I want to start the summer being an orphan?
Yeah. Well, what's this camera for?
That's how we'll get the candy back, Jug. I'll say I'm a photographer from the Gazette, and I want to take Hepzibah's picture. Then, while I keep her busy, you steal that box of poison candy.
Now, listen, Archie, I don't
Quiet, Jug, be quiet. Here's her room.
Come in. Yes?
Miss Pringle?
Yes?
I'm from the Gazette. May I take your picture?
My picture?
Yes, we take pictures of all prominent visitors to Riverdale.
Oh, but I'm really not a prominent person.
Lady, you're the most prominent person I've seen in months.
Oh, thank you.
Now, if you'll just stand right there near the window. Jug, give me the camera.
Here, Archie.
Here, over here?
That's right. Yes, that's right. Go ahead, Jug. Now, just turn the other way a little more.
Like this? All right. Is there enough light in this room?
Too much. That's fine. Now, hold it.
Yes?
Okay, that's fine. Got it, Jug?
Yep.
Okay, Miss Pringle, I guess that does it. Thanks a lot.
Oh, not at all, thank you. Would you send me a copy of the picture?
Oh, sure, Miss Pringle. Sure. Well, bye.
Bye.
Boy, that was easy. Did you get the candy jug?
Well, Archie, yes and no.
Yes and no?
Yeah. She had an awful lot of candy there.
So?
I couldn't tell which was your box.
So?
So I had to take all 10 boxes.
I'm a big girl now. Da-da-da-da-da, I'm a big girl now. I want to be sweet life. Oh, I hope those pictures turn out all right. I'm a big girl now. Oh, I'm a big girl now. That man from the newspaper forgot his camera. Why, those pictures will never be printed. I'd better call the newspaper. Operator, get me the Riverdale Gazette. I'm a big girl now. I'm a big girl. Hello? Gazette? Oh, this is Hepzibah Pringle. Hepzibah Pringle. What? Well, I know it's not your fault. I simply want to tell you that your photographer forgot his camera. The one named Albert or Arthur or Archie. Yeah, that was it, Archie. Oh, but you must have a photographer named Archie. A racket? Oh, no, they didn't ask for any money. But it couldn't be a racket. I tell you, it was your photographer, and he said, hello? Hello? Oh, for pity's sake, now isn't that silly? The idea of suspecting two perfectly lovely, clean-cut young men like us. Ah! Oh, operator! Quick, get me the police department. I want to report 10 boxes of stolen candy.
No fooling, Jug. This is a pretty kettle of fish.
And a pretty 10 boxes of candy, too.
Now what are we going to do?
I don't know.
Hello, Archie.
Oh, brother Betty, as if we didn't have enough trouble now. Hi, Betty.
Hi, Jug.
Hi.
What are you doing out in the backyard with all that candy, Archie?
Betty, it's a long and gruesome story. I'll tell you all about it later. Right now, I've got to get rid of this candy.
Get rid of it? Well, for pity's sake, give it to me.
No, don't touch. They're poisoned.
Poisoned?
Yes, poisoned. Not all of them, just one of them. We don't know which one.
Oh, what are you going to do?
I guess we'll just have to destroy all 10 boxes.
Destroy all that beautiful candy?
Yup, it's the only way. Jug, dry those tears. Now the question is how? I could bury them.
Oh, no, some poor dog might dig them up tonight.
Yeah. Could throw it in the river.
You might poison the whole water supply.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I guess the only way is to burn them. Jughead, quit crying and give me a match.
I don't have any.
Well, I do. I just finished baking a cake. Here.
Well, thanks, Betty. Now, pile the boxes up, Jug, and quit waving goodbye. Now I light the match. Touch it to this box. There we are. Oh, that caught quick.
Oh, gee, and those boxes are so pretty, too. All covered with lace. And just because of a little poison.
Yup, in a minute it'll be just arsenic and old lace. 10 boxes make quite a fire. Better stand back, Jug.
But, Archie...
Quiet, Jug. Gee, look at it burn.
I love fires.
But, Archie...
Quiet, Jug. Boy, that's some fire.
Yeah, reminds me of camp.
But, Archie...
Quiet, Jug. Well, it'll be all burned out in a minute. All finished.
Yes, Archie. But I think those sparks on your roof are just beginning.
Well, lady, I guess everything's under control now. Yeah. The firemen say your roof wasn't hurt too bad.
Oh, thank you, officer. I'm so glad everything's all right.
Yes, I guess so. But for a while there, I never did think we'd get it straightened out.
Oh. Yes, it was a little complicated.
Them poor reporters didn't know if it was a 3-alarm fire or a murder or a robbery or a love story or what.
Yes, they were a little confused.
And when you started explaining things, then I got confused.
But you understand now?
I'm not sure, but I think I do. Well, Try to stay out of trouble now. So long.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks, officer. Well, Archie, that's been quite a day.
Yeah, it sure has, Mom.
Well, what are you so glum about, dear?
Nothing, Mom, but I was just, well, kind of thinking.
Yes?
I guess I won't have any Mother's Day present for you, Mom. I spent all my money on that candy.
Why, Archie, you silly boy. Don't you think I appreciate your being concerned over me more than any present you could buy?
Gee, Mom, do you?
Of course I do, dear. Why, I think the way you worried about me was the sweetest thing in the world.
Gee, then I guess everything's all right after all, isn't it?
Of course it is, dear.
Archie Andrews. So there you are.
I guess I spoke too soon.
I hope you have some reasonable explanation for keeping me waiting all afternoon when we were supposed to have a date to
But
go to...
Veronica...
Archie, don't interrupt.
But
If
Veronica...
you wanted to break our date, you might have at least called.
But Veronica,
Goodbye, Mr. Andrews.
But Veronica, how's your dog?
My dog?
Yeah. Did Fido die?
Die? Why should Fido die?
But I thought he was
After
poisoned.
all, just because he got into a fight with a cat's no reason for him to die.
Fight with a
After all,
cat?
don't
You mean to stand there and say that he never
Why
ate that
should we
candy?
lie?
That you took him to the hospital?
And so we conclude another visit to Riverdale with Archie Andrews and all the gang.
Well, did everything go all right today?
Oh, yes, dear. Everything was fine.
Yes, fine, Dad.
Well, that's good. This armchair feels good. Good grief, what in tarnation is that?
It's raining, I guess.
Yes, and it's nothing to get excited about.
I know that, Mary, but why is it raining in our living room?
Oh, we forgot to mention, Dad, while you were gone, we sort of burned a little hole in the roof.
Archie Andrews is written by Carl Jampel and is based on the copyrighted feature appearing in Archie Comics magazine. Archie is played by Bob Hastings, Jughead by Harlan Stone. Others in the cast include Alice Uhrman, Ian Martin, Gloria Mann, and Rosemary Rice. Music by Felix McGuire. Production was under the direction of Charles C. Urquhart. If you'd like to see our show, just write to Archie Andrews, NBC, Radio City 20, New York City. Or if you live nearby and are in the neighborhood some Saturday morning, you may obtain tickets right at the studio. Just ask to see Archie Andrews. And now this is Bob Sherry wishing you a very pleasant weekend. So long.
That was Archie from 1946, and now one more episode of The Aldrich Family. This episode was originally broadcast during World War II, although they would use the same episode again in 1948. Here's the original version from May 11th, 1944.
Henry Aldrich! Coming, Mother! The Aldrich Family, a special rebroadcast for you soldiers, sailors, and Marines of the United Nations. A world filled only with teenage boys is something forbidding to imagine. But a world without any teenage boys is just as forbidding. For a youngster like Henry Aldrich adds zest to everyone's everyday experiences. The scene opens in the Aldrich living room. The time is Saturday morning.
But, Mary, haven't I made it clear I'm not any good at that sort of thing?
Henry, what difference does it make? You
don't have to entertain him or anything. All you have to do is keep your eye on him.
Mary, let me ask you something. How old is this child you want Homer and me to take care of?
Henry, he's not a child. He's 9 years old.
Well, I'm not going to spend the only day of rest I have in the week keeping my eye on a 9-year-old infant.
But Mother promised his mother that you would.
That I'd take care of him?
That one of us would. And, Henry, I thought you asked me to help you with your French this weekend.
I did. Sure, I'd be glad to have you help me.
And I was even going to straighten up your room for you.
Including my closet?
Yes, Henry. I've had just one thought in my mind all morning, and that's to make the weekend just as pleasant for you as possible. And now somehow you've disappointed me.
I have? Well, look, let me step out on the porch and speak to Homer for a second. Maybe I can... You wait here.
All right, I'll be answering the phone. And, Henry, I think you should also know that I even planned to clean out your lunchbox for you.
You had? Mary, I don't think you'd better open my lunchbox. Homer.
Listen, Henry, are we going to keep that day on?
We're going to, Homer. We're going to. Only, gee whiz, I've disappointed my sister.
You've what?
Mary's all broken up. She was going to clean out everything I own, and now she can't.
Henry, do you realize that in 11 minutes the bus leaves for Abbott City, and Gwen and Ada are over there expecting us to come on us?
Well, that's what I want to ask you, Homer. If we catch the 10 o'clock bus over there, I don't suppose we could keep our date and get back here by 12, could we?
By 12 tonight?
No, we can't keep Willie out that way.
Who's Willie?
Oh, well, that's something I'd rather not go into.
Henry!
Yes, Mary? Henry, I thought you wanted to make that fly.
Henry, I just talked to Joe Graham, and he certainly appreciated your being so good about it.
About what?
Have you forgotten? Taking care of Willie.
Mary, when did I say I'd do anything like that?
Why, I thought you were going out to arrange it with Homer.
Gee whiz, I just went out to speak to him.
But what's Mother going to say when she finds out you've walked out on Willie?
Mother, where is she? I'm going to ask
Now,
her.
Henry, you stay right here.
But, Mary,
Where are you going? She's out in the kitchen, Henry. Mother? Yes, Mary? Mother, are you satisfied with the way Henry's getting along in French? Dear, I haven't time to worry about Henry's French right now. What have you done with Willie? Well, that's what I was anxious to tell you about. Don't you think that since Henry is a boy, Willie'd have a better time with him than with me? Yes, I suppose so. That's what I've been trying to tell Henry, and Mother, he won't even listen to me. Mary, I haven't time to worry about that now. One of you is to take care of him, and you'll have to decide it between yourselves. And whatever we decide will be all right with you? That's all I wanted to know. Henry! Henry! Henry Aldrich!
What, Mary?
May I ask what you're going down the front walk for?
Mary, Homer and I've got to catch something.
And Henry, don't you realize how upset we all are over your French?
My friend?
Your French and Willie. Or don't you ever want to get to Princeton?
What Mother said?
She said Willie would be much happier if he were with you because you're a boy, and I'm to settle this with you myself.
She did?
Hey, Henry, why would Princeton care whether you're part of the school now? Come on.
And just a second, Homer.
I'm going to leave it up to you, Henry. I've got to go in and change.
But, Mary, why must I be the one to decide?
Henry, do you realize we have 5 minutes left?
Homer, I'm stuck with Willie Jenkins.
And how about Gwen and Ada? You mean you'd rather play with Willie than with Gwen?
No, Homer. But my mother's worried about Prince.
And Henry, if I get over there and tell Ada you couldn't come, she'll take my head off. She went to a lot of trouble to get Gwen lined up for you. I told you were very particular who you went out with.
But how about Willie? I've got to keep an eye on him.
Well, where is he?
He's out in the garden. I have to stay and see that he's all right.
Okay. Why don't we tie him safely to a tree and beat it?
Tie him?
Oh, I don't mean tie, Henry. We'll put him on the end of a long clothesline and leave a glass of water for him in case he gets thirsty.
Oh, no, we can't do that.
All right, then why don't we take him with us?
On the bus, way over to Abbott City?
Listen, all your mother wants you to do is take care of him, doesn't she? But what difference does it make whether you take care of him here or in Abbott City?
That's true. And, gee, there he is. Hey, Willie!
What?
Come here. What are you doing with that rose bush?
I dug it up. I thought I'd move it for you.
Well, where's the hole you got it out of?
Who wants to know?
Now, listen, Willie. You got to put that back and come on with us.
I'm not going any place.
Oh, yes, you are. Now, come on.
And listen, Willie, that's my father's favorite rose bush, and he doesn't want to take it all the way to Abbott City.
Aldrich. Isn't that you up there on the porch? Oh, good morning, Mrs. Smith. I just thought I'd get a little sweeping done out here. My, isn't this a nice morning?
Isn't it? And, Alice, I want to tell you what a nice boy I think you have.
Who, Henry?
I just saw him going down Maple Street with Homer Brown. It's the funniest thing, the way I happened to see them.
Really?
I was about a block away, and I heard a small boy screaming at the top of his lungs, Alice. And at first, I thought he must be crying.
Were they hurting him?
Oh, no. It turned out he was just laughing. Henry was running on one side of him, and Homer was on the other side of him, and they were holding him right up in the air.
Really?
Yes, and the little boy was waving a great big bush.
He must have been having the best time. Oh, that must be Willie Jenkins. Apparently Mary decided she'd let Henry take care of him. Well, from the way it looks, Henry certainly has a way with young people. And that's why I stopped by, Mrs. Aldrich. I want to ask you something. Yes, Mrs. Smith? I have to go to Red Cross 4 afternoons a week. And my little girl is a real problem. But she's very sweet. And I wondered, when I saw Henry just now, whether he wouldn't like to earn a little money now and then. Taking care of your little girl would be a great treat for her. Oh, I agree with you, and it would be a wonderful experience for Henry.
Hello? Hello, is this Babysitting 441?
Deposit 20 cents, please.
20 cents, as much as that? Hello? Oh, hello. Is this... Just a minute.
What did you say?
Hey, Homer, what'd you say her name is?
Ada Ashley. Why don't you write it down?
Write it down. Listen, Homer, you want to mix me up? Hello?
Hello?
May I speak with Ada Ashley, please?
Well, Ada can't come to the phone right now. She's gone down to the bus terminal to meet someone.
She has?
Yes, we're having 2 visitors from Centerville.
Oh. Well, look, we missed the bus.
Who did?
All of us.
Oh, is this Homer?
No, it's Henry.
Oh, you're mine.
What's that?
Henry, aren't you coming?
Sure, we're coming. Only we had a little trouble, and there isn't another bus for an hour and a half.
There isn't.
No, but don't worry. We're going to hitchhike over.
All right.
And, listen, do either you or Ada have a kid sister?
Kid sister? Yes.
Well, look, my mother was a little worried about Princeton, and well, you suppose you could sort of entertain someone we're bringing over with us?
Well, I'll find out. And we'll be awfully glad to see you, Henry. I understand you're very nice.
Well, gee, I understand the same thing.
What do you think happened?
Listen, Gwen, I think Homer fixed it up so we can get a ride. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What do you mean I fixed it up? Willie just spilled a strawberry soda all the way down his front.
Well, gee whiz, Homer. Didn't I tell you to keep an eye on him?
He won't let go of that rose bush, Henry. That's the trouble. I told him when he started he couldn't drink his soda no hands.
Hello, Mrs. Aldrich's residence. Hello, Mrs. Aldrich. This is Mrs. Emily Jones. Oh, yes, Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Aldrich, I'm just talking with a couple of the ladies from the Red Cross, and I understand your son is marvelous with little children. Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but of course I'm his mother, and I'm afraid it wouldn't sound right if it came from me. Well, just the same, that's what I hear, Mrs. Aldrich. And I understand he's taking care of 1 or 2 children in his spare time. And could he take on any more? Oh, you'd like to have him take care of your little boy, too? Oh, I have 2 little boys. One's 5 and one's 7. And Mrs. Aldrich, if I thought Henry really would play with them every afternoon, my worries would all be over.
Listen, fellas, wait a minute.
Willie, will you please walk a little faster? Don't you realize we're only 2 miles out of town? And just because we've got you along with us, nobody will give us a ride.
I'm not stopping them. No, but you certainly discouraged them. Why don't you throw that darn rose bush away?
No.
Willie, will you stop ripping every time you take a step? You make me nervous.
Well, I've got a nail in my shoe. And I'm going to sit down here and take it off. There we go, Henry. There we go. He's sitting down again.
Willie, won't you please listen to reason? You took your coat off and left it someplace, and we lost half an hour and never found it.
But I was hot. Here, pull my shoe off. Is any car coming, Henry?
No. Help me get the darn thing off and fix it for him.
Where's the stone? Where's the stone? Are you going to hit me? Now, don't put ideas into my head.
Look, Homer, while I take his shoe off, you show him how far you can throw that rose bush.
Oh, no, fellas. Oh, no. Let's go. Oh, stop switching me.
There isn't any nail in your shoe. It's just your imagination.
Well, look at my foot.
It's your sock. Whoever dressed you didn't get all the wrinkles out.
I dressed myself. Hey, Henry, here comes the truck. Oh, mister! Mister, give us a ride! Hey, mister.
See, we're going to stop.
Come on, hop in.
Sure. Thanks ever so much.
Boy, I'll say. Come on, Willie. No. Now, listen, Willie. Do you remember what I had to do to your wrist last time you wouldn't mind me? No. Let's just lift him, Henry.
Don't hurt him, Homer. Just let him know we mean business.
Hurry up and get in here.
Yes, sir. We're in.
You boys been having a hard time getting a ride?
I'll say. And we certainly appreciate it.
And, Willie, isn't this pretty nice? Aren't you glad you're going over to Abbott City and see some girls? No. Now listen, Willie, don't be so smart.
Well, you guys aren't so smart. You know what you just did?
What?
You left my shoe back there when we got on.
Hello, Samuel Aldrich speaking.
This is the Aldrich that takes care of war workers' children.
I beg your pardon?
I want the Aldrich Day Nursery Service.
What's that?
Could you tell me what your hours are?
My hours? That all depends.
Well, I want to enroll 3 children.
You don't say so.
Yes, but I don't want to leave them with you all day.
Who is this, Harriet? You trying to be funny, Harriet? Send them around, Harriet. We'll take all you've got.
Oh, thank you. I'll bring them over this afternoon. Goodbye.
Now, wait a minute. Aren't you Harriet? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Is this Gwen? This is Homer.
My gracious, Homer, where are you?
That's what I'm calling to tell you about. We're getting there.
Well, how far are you?
We don't know. We got a ride part way, and then Willie's rosebush got in the guy's eye.
What did he say?
He almost ran up a telephone pole, and the guy made us get out. But Henry's right outside where I'm phoning here, trying to stop another car.
I certainly hope you get here soon, Homer. I've got my sister all lined up.
Your sister? For me?
I thought you were bringing someone by the name of Willie.
We are.
Oh, that's good, because my sister broke a date with a soldier just so she can see him.
Oh, with a soldier?
And she hopes Willie's as nice as most Princeton boys.
Oh, he's nice. But he's lost his shoes.
He did.
And his cap and his coat. And we hung his shirt back on a bush to dry after his soda slipped.
What?
But tell your sister not to worry. Once we get him there, he won't be any trouble.
He won't? Oh, Homer.
I'm coming, Henry. Goodbye, Gwen.
Goodbye.
Henry, did you stop a car?
No, everybody just goes right by. You know what the trouble is, Homer? There are 3 of us.
Sure there are. I've been telling you all the time, Henry. The thing for us to do is get behind a tree and let Willie try to flag the car. Because he's little, see? And then when they stop, we can step out and say, Mister, how would you like to take a couple more?
Sure.
Now then, Willie, do you understand?
No.
Well, do you see that delivery truck that's coming up the road?
Yeah.
Well, you'll be right behind this big tree, Willie. And all you have to do is stand there where it's perfectly safe and go like this with your thumb.
Like this?
Not the thumb that's holding the rose bush. Come on, Henry, get behind the tree.
I'm coming.
Quick, get behind here.
Is Willie flagging them all right?
I can't see him.
Neither can I. But listen, it sounds as though that car's slowing up. Do you think it is, Homer?
I think so. We'll wait a second till Willie's had a chance to ask him for a ride.
Sure. And then we'll step out and we'll... Hey, this guy's going right on.
You wouldn't take him? Willie, what did you say to him? Willie?
Hey, Willie, where are you?
Willie!
Gee whiz, Homer, he got in the car and left us.
Well, that's gratitude for you.
But, Homer, I'm supposed to keep an eye on him.
We'll be back with the Aldrich family in just a moment. Right now it's intermission, and time for our intermission guest, the one and only Tommy Dorsey. Okay, Tommy. In their anxiety to keep the date over in Abbott City, Henry and Homer have started off to see their girls. Taking along a 9-year-old boy Henry has promised to take care of for the day. Unfortunately, on the way, Henry and Homer have become separated from their ward. The scene opens in Mr. Aldrich's office.
Sam, I'm sorry to bother you here at the office, and I promise you I'm going to take just 1 minute of your time.
Hello, Alice. What can I do for you?
Sam, the grandest thing has just happened. You won't believe it when I tell you, because frankly, I couldn't believe it myself.
No? What is it?
I'm not going to tell you right now, dear. I'd rather wait till you can be surprised. Only let me ask you one thing. How much do you think Henry's worth an hour?
Henry? How much is he worth?
Sam, all I want to know is where I can buy a sort of an engagement pad for him that has the days of the week on it.
What for? Hello, Samuel Orr speaking.
Hello. Is that you, Father?
Yes, Henry. What is it you want?
Well, I'm certainly glad to hear your voice. I've been trying to get Mother to tell her something, and there isn't any answer at the house.
You want your mother? Just a minute.
Sam, is that Henry?
It is, yes.
Hello, dear.
Hello, Mother. Are you there?
Henry, I have the grandest thing to tell you when I see you.
Well, listen, Mother. I want to ask you something. Anyone at our house right now?
No.
No one at all?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, no one's dropped in the last hour. Are there any little children there, about 9 years old?
Oh, then you've heard about it.
Yes. You mean you have?
No one's there right now, Henry. You can't expect things to happen that quick.
But, Mother...
But by the end of the week, you'll be very pleasantly surprised.
Not until then?
How are you and Willie getting along?
Oh, then you don't know... You don't...
Are you pretty good friends by now?
Well, I've been thinking things over, and Mother, I don't care anything about going to Princeton.
To where?
Look, could I speak to Father for a second?
All right, dear. Sammy wants to say goodbye to you.
Yes? Here. Goodbye, Henry.
But, Father, wait.
What is it you want?
Willie's been stolen.
Yeah, that's fine. Henry's what?
He hit the right to Abbott City, and we don't know who did it.
Sam, what's happening?
And listen, Father, do you think we can keep it from Mother?
Henry, how did this happen?
I'm sorry, those 3 minutes are up. Well, gee whiz, I haven't any more money. Goodbye, Father.
Henry, where are you? Henry! Just a moment there. Just a moment. What's the matter? You got a flat tire there? Why, yes, I have, but that isn't what I stopped to. About how far am I from Abbott City? Well, not more than a mile or so. You haven't seen anything of a small boy about 9 years old, have you? No, sir. You lose him? Not exactly. My son was taking care of him. That is, I've been out looking for him for about 2 hours, and Well, here comes another car. I'll stop then. Well, I'll keep my eyes open. Hello there. Hello. Could you stop, please? How far is it you want to go? I don't want to go anyplace. Have you seen anything of a small boy about 9 years old going somewhere with somebody he didn't know? What was that? I haven't seen anybody. I got to move on. Well, if you see anything of him, let me know. Hello there.
Excuse me, have you seen anything of a boy about 9 years old?
What's that? I'm looking for a 9-year-old boy.
With a rose bush?
What's that?
Gee whiz, Father, is that you out there?
Henry, what are you doing in that car?
You found Willie, Mr. Aldrich?
I have not. Come out of there and help me fix this flat tire.
Sam, what are we going to do next?
Alice, I don't know what we're going to do. Sit down and stop pacing around the living room.
But, dear, what am I going to tell Mrs. Jenkins when she comes here to the house this afternoon to get Willie?
And when I realized, Alice, that you were going to let Henry take care of all the children in this town, I shudder.
Now, Sam, let's forget that and concentrate on Willie. Did you call the police?
I called the police in Centerville. I called the police in Abbott City. I called the state police, and they all promised to call me back.
And when they called, what did they say?
They didn't call.
There they are right now.
How do you know that's the police? I'll answer it.
Sam, you wait here.
Alice, there's no use in your getting any more upset than you already are.
But, dear, I'd like to see this thing handled the way it should be handled. I think the police should be told that we insist on knowing where Willie is. Hello?
Hello, is this Mrs. Aldrich?
It is?
Well, look, this is Willie.
Willie? My goodness, dear, are you all right?
Yeah, sure. Have you sent your laundry out for this week?
What's that? Where are you?
How about your laundry?
Amanda. Willie, where are you?
I lost Henry and Homer. But don't worry, Mrs. Aldrich. They'll probably turn up all right. I gotta go.
Willie, can't you hear me? Willie, hello.
Alice, where did he say he is?
Sammy didn't say.
I thought you were going to show me how to handle this.
But he sounded happy.
Mother, did I hear you just talking about Willie?
Yes, dear.
You were, Mrs. Aldrich, you were. Where is he?
Homer, I don't know. All he kept saying was that I sent my laundry out.
You mean he hasn't got any clothes left on at all?
Well, I know what I'm going to do.
Where are you going, Alice?
I'm going to lie down and put an ice bag on my head.
Boys, do you realize what you've done today?
Who, us, Father?
You.
You mean we've given Mrs. Aldrich a headache?
You two boys decided to take Willie and go all the way over to Abbott City just to see two girls, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And your country has asked you not to do any unnecessary traveling, hasn't it?
But we were going on a bus, Mr. Aldrich, and the bus was going anyhow.
That isn't the point. All unnecessary traveling on buses means unnecessary wear on tires.
It does?
And extra passengers mean extra buses, and every extra bus means still more extra tires.
Yes, Father.
And that was all just because you two boys wanted to see a couple of girls.
You mean we gotta give up girls during the war?
You can give up Abbott City girls, can't you? Unless you're prepared to walk over and see them, of course.
13 miles?
What's the matter with the girls right here in this town?
See, Henry and I were wondering the same thing. We don't know what's the matter with them.
And another thing. Do you realize how many miles I had to drive my car today just because of you?
Yes, Father.
And do you realize what that means?
Yes, sir. More wear on your tires.
Exactly. And your father, Homer, had to get his car out and try to find Willie.
He did? On his tires?
He did. And the police are out trying to find Willie. Do you realize how much rubber has been wasted this afternoon just because of your thoughtlessness? Suppose a little thing like this happened every day in every town in this country. Do you realize how many towns there are?
Yes.
And do you realize how many boys there are?
But they all don't want to see Gwen and Ada, Mr. Aldrich.
They all want to see some Gwen and Ada. And you boys will have to choose right this minute. Which will you have? Your girls or victory?
You mean we can't have both?
Not at the same time. Now go on out and think it over.
Yes, Father.
I'll answer the phone, Alice.
Gee, Henry, am I ashamed of us?
Alice, is that the phone or the front door?
It's both here. You answer the phone and I'll answer the door.
Hello.
Hello, is this Mr. Aldrich?
It is. Is this police headquarters?
This is Miss Thompson down at your office.
Oh, yes, Miss Thompson. Hello.
Mr. Aldrich, I'm sorry to bother you, but some woman has just left 3 children here.
3 what?
She's just gone on to the night shift, and Mr. Aldrich, she's afraid your office isn't going to be big enough for her children to play in.
Miss Thompson, tell her we are not running a nursery and will she please leave.
She's already left. And what'll I do with the children?
I don't care. Do anything. Take them home with you. Goodbye. Yes, Alice?
Sam, he's here. He's here.
Who is?
Willie. He came back with the laundry.
He did what?
The laundry truck delivered him. He's out in the kitchen eating a piece of pie. And Sam, I don't know where he got it, but he brought me a rose bush.
That was very thoughtful of him, I'm sure.
Later on, dear, you can take it out and plant it with your other bushes.
What's that letter you have in your hand?
It's a note I just found on the living room table. It's addressed to us.
Well, before you open it, my office just phoned. Some woman has left 3 children down there.
For Henry to take care of? Sam, will that be wonderful? He can go right on to work.
He cannot.
Now, Sam.
Alice, if this town needs a nursery, I'll put up some of the money for it, but Henry isn't going to run it.
Why not?
We haven't got enough tires.
But, dear, how can he ever develop his character?
And how about my peace of mind?
Here, look at this note. It's from Henry.
From Henry?
From Henry and Homer.
Why would they be writing to us?
Dear Mother and Father, and Mr. and Mrs. Aldrich.
Mr. and Mrs. who?
We are certainly sorry we were so thoughtless and hope the country will not suffer too much. We have taken an oath not to ride on another tire for the duration, unless it is for essential needs, not girls.
Well, I'm glad to see my talk did something good.
So we're taking your advice and walking to Abbott City to see the girls.
They're walking all the way?
But don't worry about our wasting shoe leather, as we are wearing our rubber-soled sneakers.
Yes, that's fine.
Mother, what do you think I just saw? Oh, Mary. Henry and Homer, they were running down the street just as fast as they could go. Yes, dear, we know all about it. They're going to Abbott City. But, Mother, don't you understand? Willie's chasing right after them.
Is what? Alice, now wait a minute.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
Well, I hope you enjoyed these great old episodes. If you'd like to learn more about me, John Henderson, you can check the contact page at thisdaybenny.com.